Hi guys, and welcome back to my next episode of Wallace and Gromit in Fright with Bumblebees. And let's have a look from where we left off. I almost clicked new game then, that would have been a catastrophe. Continue. And it says, Wallace and Gromit have promised Paneer 50 gallons of honey for his Crumpet Festival to be delivered by sundown. And there we go, let's click load and carry on. Here we are, we're back in the basement and we're playing as Wallace. Gromit's right here, we're not going to be playing as him right now. And you can have a look around here, you know, it's got the queen bee, all that sort of stuff, all the bees are right here. We need to feed the bees if you remember, so you feed the bees by using this thing, so let's click it.
The magnetronic pollinator is the linchpin of the operation. My workers get their rations mechanically. No foraging in flower beds for them.
That's right. So you can see these bees here and everything. You can talk to Gromit.
No honey yet, Gromit. I wonder if there's something else I need to do to prime the pump, as it were.
Okay, so what do bees eat? They eat flowers, that's correct. There just happens to be some flowers right here on the workbench, so we can pick them up right now. Let's do it.
Flowers. The perfect meal for a hungry hive.
There we go. Let's feed them flowers. Once again, you press shift to open inventory. You can click it once. Now your cursor with the flowers, and then you can put it into this machine, and you'll feed the bees. There we go.
Bon appetit.
And it's as easy as that. So you'd think.
Oh. Not exactly a flood, is it? Flowers, Gromit. That's the weak link in our production chain. We need more flowers.
And that's our objective. We need some more flowers. So how do we get more flowers? Not down here, that's for sure. We're gonna have to go upstairs, but before we do, it would be great to grab this.
The remote control for my Sniffer 3000. Too bad about the teething problems. Still, this might come in handy.
Oh, it will. Basically, I'm going to tell you what the Sniffer 3000 does. I absolutely pressed something else other than escape. What we're going to do is, right, what it does is it detects different types of cheeses for Wallace, because of the worry that Wallace is crazy about cheese. So there are 3 settings for 3 different types of cheese. Whichever setting you set it to, the Sniffer 3000 will search for that kind of cheese. It will sniff out the cheese basically, and that's how Wallace finds his cheese in the supermarkets, and the remote control is what controls the sniffer. So we're going to need that later on, you'll see why. We won't need it in this part, but in the next part or the part after we will use it. But it just saves us coming down again to pick it up. So while we're here, we might as well grab it. Now let's head upstairs.
Now where can I find a whole lot of flowers in a hurry?
And we just got more mail! Okay, so we're gonna have to read this, so shift and just click on this once and then Wallace will read it out.
An important message from Rex Armstrong, bodybuilder extraordinaire. I'd better hang on to it if it's so important.
Oh, I forgot to mention, that's not that important just yet. We need to find out why it's important first. So we're going to have to go outside, because we grow flowers in the garden, obviously. So we're going to have to check if we've got any flowers in the garden. So let's head outside.
Beautiful morning, Mr. Wallace. I'm pleased to see you've emerged from your subterranean lair.
That who just spoke to us there, that's Miss Flit. You probably haven't seen her before, but only because she's only in these games. And she's our next door neighbour. She loves purple pansies, as you can see from her garden. And let's go and talk to her.
Been doing a spot of gardening, have you, Miss Flit?
working my green fingers to the bone. But the hard work appears to be paying off.
Indeed it does.
Blooms everywhere. I call it my purple paradise.
It certainly looks delicious. I mean, I imagine it would look delicious if you were an insect.
You mean if I were a bee?
Well, now you mention it,
You want to feed my flowers to your bees?
that is, if you don't mind,
How many would you like?
as many as you can spare.
Oh, you can have all you want, Mr. Wallace.
Oh, much obliged, Miss Flit.
Here, you can jolly well grow your own.
Righto.
There we go, we've got our own seeds to grow our own flowers now. So let's just check this pit, shall we? This is where we're going to grow it, so let's just look at it first.
There's nothing growing here.
And whose fault is that? You had a garden, Wallace, but you razed it to the ground to feed your silly bees. Now, you're making eyes at mine across the fence, but you shan't be plucking any of my blooms. Kindly reserve your green fingers for number 62.
Number 62 is where Wallace and Gromit live, 62 West Wallaby Street, I did not know that. And let's plant these, shall we? Let's get the seeds, plant them in the patch. Easy as that.
There now, with hard work and a little luck, you should have a nice bed of flowers in 2 or 3 months.
I can't wait 2 or 3 months. I've got a deadline. This evening.
Oh, you poor simple man. Nothing grows that quickly.
I wonder. Rex Armstrong's Quick Grow Muscle Formula. Watch them sprout in seconds. If it works on people, perhaps I could adapt it to work on flowers. 3 miracle ingredients. Grotein, Energize, Strongium. Well, I need a miracle, and fast. Shouldn't be too tricky to knock up a batch myself. Then we'll see who's got the grandest garden in West Wallaby Street. The hive will be humming in no time.
And then Wallace automatically exits out of his garden and into the street. And you'll see this person right here. That's Major Crumb. He is an ex-army man. He's an ex-soldier. He used to be in the army and...
Caught you! Can't take an old soldier by surprise.
Shall we talk to him? Let's do it.
Morning, Major Crumb.
It is, if you don't mind enemy invasions.
I beg your pardon.
Didn't you get my message? Received intelligence of a major air assault. Expect the sirens to sound any minute. Hope you know where your nearest air raid shelter is.
I do recall something about that, but Major Crumb, are you sure you're not mistaken?
I know. I've made predictions before, but I'm not crying wolf. This time, I've got proof.
And basically, hang on, let me show you.
Let me see. What was I looking for again? Grotein, Energize, Strongium. Not such a long list, really.
In this part, we're going to be working on Grotein and Grotein only. We might do the other 2 or maybe just 1 more in the next part. So I'm going to show you how to get Grotein. We get it off Major Crumb right here, so let's comment on what's in here.
You're looking at my case, aren't you, Wallace?
Well, I suppose I was, Major.
Bet you'd like to know what's inside.
I am curious, yes.
Ha! This case is packed full of government-issue Grotein bars.
Grotein.
Rations, Wallace. Emergency rations for... emergencies, obviously. Been stockpiling them since the war. Enough nutrition in them to feed a man under fire for a whole day.
And very tasty they look, too.
Tasty? They're foul. but packed with high-strength Grotein.
I'd love to try one.
Out of the question, I'm afraid. You don't have clearance. And besides, Grotein bars are only issued in the event of civil emergencies. Orders are orders, Wallace.
So he's not going to let us have them unless there's an emergency going on. So I'm going to show you what to do. First of all, we comment on this little pot that he's pulled out.
A jar?
It's what's inside the jar that counts. Incontrovertible evidence that the enemy is on the move.
Does it? I can only see a snail.
Of course it's a snail. But what's she trying to tell us? That's the important thing.
What is she trying to tell us?
Look at her, man. She's retreated into her shell in the middle of the day. And that means only one thing. It means she knows trouble is about to strike from the heavens. Law of nature, Wallace. Learned it in France during the war. Never wrong yet.
So, all we've got to do is take this.
Good man, Wallace. I see you at least appreciate the seriousness of the situation. Now, spread the word. If people don't believe what an old soldier has to say, perhaps they'll listen to the snail.
Well, I don't think so. But didn't he say that he knows when it'll happen when the siren goes off or something? Basically, we've got to make it sound like a siren's coming off. Misfit screams sound like sirens. Let's go make her scream. Ha ha ha. Let's go back into our garden, shall we? And
You've come buzzing back, Mr. Wallace. As a bee to a blossom, eh?
so what we've got to do is come over to Miss Flip and select snail and give it to Miss Flit, or Felicity as it says her name over there, and we'll see what happens, shall we?
I realise this may seem a trifle irregular, but Major Crumb insisted I show you this. It's... oh.
A snail? In my garden? Have you lost your mind, Wallace?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Well, now we can walk away, and Major Crumb has now walked inside our house. Let's go and investigate, shall we?
I wonder where Major Crumb disappeared to.
Well, I can tell you where he disappeared to. Follow me. He went into our basement. So if I can get in there. There we go.
Wallace, thank heavens you made it to the shelter. I'd given you up for lost. Caught in the crossfire, were you?
Yes, we were. We were very brave. Yes, say yes, say yes. Agree with me. Come on, back in. So, shall we talk to him?
You've got to get your mind off the carnage up there. Would you like to hear one of my old war stories? I'd help pass the time.
Well, I hate to,
Of course you would. I brought visual aids. I can still see.
Now, what we've got to do to get these Grotein bars is, well, basically, Major Crumb won't let us get him unless he's gone. You know, when he's gone, we can take him out of his case without him knowing. So, what we've got to do is get him out of our basement. This is how we do it. Let's remind him of his time in the war. Let's click on any of these photos in any order. So, let's start with this one, I suppose.
what a face!
That's me kitted out for heavy combat. That helmet took many a dent before the war was through. Without it, I could have become seriously loopy. Take my advice, Wallace. Never go into battle without a regulation helmet like the one in this picture. As I said, I was marching.
And let's comment on this one.
Who's that fellow?
That's me as a young recruit, off to basic training. How I cried when they cut off my golden curls. But I cheered up as soon as they issued me with a beautiful set of dog tags. Dashed useful dog tags. If you happen to forget your rank or name, you've got it right there. Never go into battle without your dog tags, Wallace.
And the last one, let's click on this.
Now, there's a sight.
That's me posing with Mother next to my 40mm Bofors. Look at the size of that monster. Big Betty, we called her. The gun, not my mother.
Sounds like you were quite a soldier, Major Crumb.
Well, Wallace, why the past tense?
Oh dear.
Once a soldier, always a soldier. Something you civilians will never grasp. And I'd be happy to prove it by charging into the fray. That is, if I were recommissioned and had a proper helmet with a cute little brim, and if I could find someone to take charge of this shelter and distribute the Grotein bars.
Well, okay then, let's do that. So this thing here, the lid of the beehive, looks like a helmet. Shall we grab it? Let's have a go.
Ouch! What did you expect, Wallace? You can't snatch a soldier's helmet like that and not hear about it.
Well, it's guarded by bees, unfortunately. So what we've got to do is distract the bees. That's pretty easy. There's a little record player here, playing the national anthem, the English, well, to the music of the English national anthem, but a bee version, basically to the queen bee. So let's play that.
My workers are very devoted to their queen.
Now, quick, while they're away, let's take it. Let's take the lid. And we've got it. So let's give that to Major Crumb.
I thought you might find this useful, Major Crumb.
A helmet? By George, Wallace, there's nothing like a good helmet. Makes a fellow want to put himself in the path of projectiles. If you know what I mean. But I haven't been recommissioned.
And the bees are coming back to their hive. So, he's saying that he hasn't been recommissioned yet. He'll think he gets recommissioned once we give him some dog tags. And if you remember from the first episode, Gromit found some dog tags in that basket by the door, so let's go and get that. Because they are technically dog tags, right? Let's do it. In this basket here, like an umbrella basket, is it? Something like that.
So that's where the dog tags went. I'm sure Gromit will be glad to get them back.
I'm sure he will. Or maybe Major Crumb will. Anyway, back down to the basement we go.
You see, Private Gromit, I told you he'd make it back to us alive. Our Wallace is a fighter. Bagged a few of those blighters, did you?
Sure we did, yes. Right, so let's give him the dog tags and then we're done. Yeah, really, I guess. I don't know.
I found these in the hall, Major Crumb.
Dog tags. I've been recommissioned. Bound to happen, of course. Can't leave good military material sitting on the shelf. My place is in the trenches. By thunder, I'm a soldier again. Sir George is ready for his dragon. And yet, duty compels me to remain here. No one else to guard the Grotein bars. Confounded sense of duty.
All we've got to do is talk to Gromit and basically gesture towards Gromit, and he will leave Gromit in control. So let's talk to Gromit now.
Gromit could do the job.
Private Gromit? Can I entrust my precious cache of Grotein bars to a Pongo? Perhaps so. He's proven himself a trusty foot soldier. Yes. If I am called away to the front, I'd feel comfortable leaving Private Gromit in charge. Good heavens! I shouldn't be skulking around in a cellar like a frightened rat. I'm a soldier, by thunder! Private Gromit, I hereby appoint you officer commanding this air raid shelter. Here, you pass out the rations. I've got a war to win. Charge!
However, Gromit does take his job very seriously, but because we're his owner, he gives us one, and just one. But one is all we need, so let's get a Grotein bar now, shall we?
Now to get my hands on a Grotein bar. Gromit!
Oh no. Try again, shall we?
Stop playing around, Gromit. Of all the...
Shall we try talking to him?
Request dispensation of Grotein bars, soldier.
That's very nice of him. Well, we've got the Grotein bars now. Yay! And you know what that means, guys? Yes, unfortunately, that's the end of this part of my Let's Play. So, yeah, make sure to click like, favorite, and subscribe. And have a very nice rest of the day. I hope you've gotten through all of this that you're stuck on, or just enjoyed it in general. Like, I don't know, maybe you enjoy listening to my voice. Let's have a look at your game. It says Wallace needs 3 miracle ingredients to grow his flowers on the quick. On the quick and get near his honey. I did say it right. Grotein, Energize, and Strongium. Wallace has obtained his Grotein, and Crumb has gone off to fight the invaders. So there we go. That's what happened. And it's saved, which is cool. So, I'll see you later, guys. Bye! I'll just exit. And it's saved. Bye!